Hi, my name is Gigo, and this is my game. It's called CMYK. It is a tile placing puzzle. Let's get started with the tutorial first. Numbers in the grid count down how many cards must be placed in that area. Click to hold a card, then click to place it. I already rotated, which we will learn just now. Press A and D to rotate. Match colors, if there are any, when placing a card. There we go. Cards can be removed after placement. Press space or click on an empty space to drop the card. So if I grab this card, I can drop it back if it's already been placed. I can also click to drop it back, and then I can complete the little puzzle. Place all of the cards in the grid to complete the puzzle. So here you can see that we can fill all of the colors in the grid, but there's still one missing. So now we place all of the cards. It is finally complete. We can also use undo and R for restart. So if I place a card here, I can restart. Or if I place a couple of cards, I can undo. Sweet. I like this one because it looks like a little clock when you finish it. And the last step of the tutorial, you can reorder cards in the stack by placing one on top of another. So if I grab this card and now I'm thinking, how can I match these colors? Maybe I want to reorder them. Then I can do so like that. And here we have the solution. And that's the last step of the tutorial. Let's go into the puzzles. Here we have three different grid sizes. The levels get significantly harder the bigger the grid size it gets because it has more pieces. We already did a few 3x3s, so why don't we start with the most simple of the 4x4s, and we learn a little bit about this one. In this puzzle, we have a very basic setup, and the idea is that you're just going to follow the clues that you see that are quite visible. So we see here, for example, in this part of the grid, it tells you you're going to need two, or like one piece with a double cyan, and another one over here with a double black to cover it. So here, for example, has a double black. And if I can see in the pieces, none of them have a double cyan, so it must be this one. We can continue to follow the clues. We can press the double yellow here. Then we see we need a crossed cyan, and as far as I can see, this is the only one. Then we have a crossed black. Then it gets a little tricky. We have a few things to look at here. We have a black and magenta. There's at least two pieces that can do that. And we see here a cyan yellow, and there is three pieces that have cyan yellow, but actually there's only one that has yellow cyan, so only this one could fit here. That gives us the double magenta, which now gives us this combination right here, and if I look at the pieces, it would be this one, and the last piece to complete the puzzle is left. Cool. Let's make one a little bit harder. We can go to level 10. In level 10, we have a very similar setup, right? So we have another double yellow that's calling us, but in this case, we have two pieces that have at least a double yellow. So if we see this piece, for example, if we were to place this, this would require a double magenta with a yellow below to fit. And if I see here the double magentas, I don't have one that would fit here. So we already know that it has to be this one. Now, there are two ways that it could fit. So if I'm looking at them, I see again, oh, well, that double yellow from before would have to fit there, and it can't fit there. So let's see if we flip it around. Nice. That gives us this combination right here, magenta, cyan, yellow, and I think it's only this piece. This also has magenta, cyan, yellow, but that does not fit. Cool. Now we have a few options here to go from. The first one that pops up is the cyan yellow, which could be this, but then I see the yellow magenta, and there's only one piece that has yellow magenta. I'm going to go for that. And now I see here the crossed cyan. Now it gets a little bit trickier again, because we have two possible double cyans up there. Same setup as before. But if we see this piece, this one can only go here, right? Like can't really go here, so it will reject us. Can't go here, and it can't go here in that way, but if you rotate it, it fits. That helps us a lot. We can put this double magenta there. We can put this double cyan here, and then this triple cyan. Nice. Well, let's go to one of the medium levels. So this one has simple enough start. We have a a crossed black. And in this crossed black, there are two ways that it could fit. So we don't know yet which one it is. It's also, in a way, a symmetrical puzzle, right? It could go in either way. So it depends on really what we do with the next piece. And here it's, well, there's a lot of possibilities for the black magenta or the black cyan, right? Like we have this one, and not this one. And well, this one, yes, and then not this one. So really we have these two pieces, if we see it, these three, that don't have magenta black or cyan black combination. Actually, only one of these has a black, so I can assume that this piece, so we're in medium level, so we're kind of like raising how our logic should, logical steps that we should take should go. I can assume this one has to go here, right? We see the shape of the yellow and it would not fit anywhere else. Could be here or here. We don't know yet. And now that I see that none of these have black, I will know that this ones will go in this locations in some way. Not yet sure. But we see the black and the yellow, and I see two other pieces that have black and the yellow. And I can see that it almost fits there, but it just looks like it's the wrong way. So if I rotate that middle piece, I can fit both of these black-yellow pieces. And now we have these pieces that we knew would go on the corners, and they are pretty much easy to set. Now we have here a bit of a tricky situation. We need a cyan magenta black, and this could fit here. Also this one, so we don't really know yet, but this is also a cyan magenta black. This one can't fit there, and this one either. So oops, I already got lost. This would have to go here, this double black would have to go here, and that fit will go right there. We can just jump into something like, let's jump into hard level. So here we're expecting to do a little bit tougher of a puzzle. In this case, what can I see? So we see pieces with black and with yellow. Almost all of them have yellow except this piece. And all of them have black. Okay. But this piece, it's kind of like a special configuration. You know, by this point you've learned, hopefully, when you're playing these puzzles, that the cross blacks they occupy a lot of space. Because they have only two colors, they're quite predictable. And what we see here is that this cross black, well, first of all, can't go anywhere here where there's yellows, right? So it couldn't go here, here. All of these locations are closed, so it can only go in one of these three locations, right, with the correct rotation. But if I was to place it on any of those, this would happen. This cross black would be necessary, and I don't have any cross black, so it can't go here, it can't go here. This one has to go here. Sweet. Maybe let's take a look at another of these cross pieces, see if we can do something similar. You know, we just did this thing, right, where we pose this, that it makes this cross. Well, it would be the same if we were gonna put that here or here, so we can eliminate these three places. That one doesn't work. It could go up here, but we don't have any double blacks. And it could go up here, and we do not have any piece. This one's pretty close, but we don't have any piece that fits. So We've eliminated all of these. We've eliminated these. The only spot that's missing is this one. I think this is right. Let's see. We can verify this piece looks pretty good. And that piece seems to work. So it seems like we've made a good decision. This piece closes it here. That's pretty good. Now we have a bunch of very similar pieces. What do we do here? Well, we have here one with a single cyan, right? Trapped in between those two, so it can only be this one. Double black on the side. This piece will go here, and yes, that piece goes there. I guess if we have a little bit of time, we can just jump into... Nah, that's too much of a spoiler. Let's not do the boss level. Let's do one of the 5x5, or let's go to 25. So these pieces have, these puzzles have a lot more pieces, and that is because, if you have not noticed by now, the number of pieces depends on the size of the grid, given that every single combination that is available here, right? So this spot right here, this next one, each of those will be covered, right? If you think of this vertex right here, where the lines cross between these cells, each of these will be covered. So in a 5x5, that is 16 pieces. On a 4x4, that is 9 pieces. So every single space will be covered. So yeah, what do we do here? I can see there's a triple cyans, and I have 2 of them, so let's put them front here. There are 1 and 2 crossed cyans, and I see 2, so that's pretty good. And I see that there is here a double cyan. So these are pretty big pieces, right? I could also choose to focus on a single cyan here, but there's a lot of them that could fit there, right? Like if you see this single cyan, the triple could fit there, the cross, the double, the single. So not a lot to go from there, but if we see these big shapes, there's very few pieces, even though it's almost half of them, right? So 7 of them could go there or will go there in some way. There is perhaps 2 paths that we can take here, and I guess we could see both of them, and one of the reasons why I like this game so much. The first that we might choose is to pursue the clues that we have with the double cyan. So that's what we were doing now. What would we do? We can see that if we place any of these 3 pieces here, 2 of these pieces will give us a magenta in this corner, right? And none of the crossed pieces has magenta. So it can't be either of these, right? It has to be this one. And then this clarifies a lot of things for us. We can place that there. We can place the triple cyan with black and the double cross black with cyan over here. And that gets us along pretty well. Even this, I think we can do a little bit more, but we can do that. We can also consider this big black piece. And it's an interesting one because there's only few things that can go connected to it. I mean, there's 4. If we were going to place this piece, we couldn't place it anywhere where there's not 4 empty spaces. That means there's only 3 locations we could consider. If we consider the first, the double blacks would have to have a top, right? If we see it this way, top cyan or right cyan and the left cyan. And I'm looking at this ones. I have 1 possible here, 1 possible here, and none possible there, right? Because they're all on the same side. So that cannot be. If I was going to put that here, we would have a double cyan with a double black, which I don't have at all. So it is also possible to place this piece here, and looking at the double blacks with cyan, this is the only possible piece here. So there's another way that we can answer the question of what goes here, or just what is the next piece. it was the reason why I like this game so much. From here, I would probably do the same. Let me see if we can do something new. I think that if we look at the double cyans, we can tell there's no cyan, double yellow, double black. We have this one, which would be this one right here. So that seems like a good option. We'll leave it up here in the front. And we have this one that does not exist. So a second piece we can put here from a different angle is this one. Then we have a black with a crossed yellow, and that is this. And there's not a lot of pieces with magenta, and there is even less that have yellow, right? There's only 3. And from what I can see here, only this one would fit here. And that already reveals this piece right here. We could avoid to paste it, but it's there already. What can we continue to do? I see the double cyan over here. I see a cyan cross with black. That seems to be, is that the only one? That is correct. That is the only one. This double black requires this double black. This begets this. Can we avoid putting that piece until the very end? I think so. That's the cool thing. There's a lot of different strategies you can take, especially in the harder puzzles, to solve this game. And yeah, that's my game. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you get to play the full list. Here you have all of them revealed. But yeah, I think you will enjoy it a lot. Please test it out. You can go to my website. I'll leave the link on the comments, the links on the description for you to find. And yeah, let me know what you think. Thank you so much.